Hey, ngesikhathi sizwakala yi angithi beniphethe amabhodi.
Yeah.
Then ngiringa nomphola uyabona, and then ubona leya picture ngiyipostile ku WhatsApp la ngishaye all black. Yabuza and then all black is keeper. Uyazi vele all black dala nge-first start. And like keeper ngithi you black yenza ukuthi izinto zakho zibe easy. Yeah, color yamanyona. Yabona. So ngimshutela uAli ukuthi ambone naye ukuthi fanda kushaye all black. Yabona. And then na ngiyamshutela uyasho ukuthi ucaptured uAli, captured. Then besibona amabhoti yabuza ukuthi and then amaphoto itas uzirelaxela namanchita shaya umlilo nje sizikhulumele siziblomele yabona. Then uyabuza stoko
why mele
amachita wayahlala cabanga ukuthi makumele sizirelaxele zamanchita
mele kube nestoko.
Hayi ndoda angi-understand nonicabanga ubuyavala yena
ayi lento into yaplanteka from kudala ukuthi
ubumnandi abukho without escape or stock.
Yeah, and futhi ne I think entertainment industry kakhulu yasibulala because ushaka ngama music video basic ukuthi ayiki music video abayirelease ngaphandle kube no cherry.
Yeah.
Isiruthela yakho uyavela uyawalka uyandlula or uyavela just adonuse kancane.
But most of
bayadunusa most bayadunusa but ucherry ukhona uyangithola. Sekunalento that's why ababotshera babhama bacabanga mangizothi I'm going out uyacabanga ukuthi kuzobe kunabo cherry.
Yeah.
Even noma ungakhuluma no cherry wakho ukuthi I'm going out kuzobe kunabo cherry because they know ukuthi we are never fulfilled without ukuthi kube no cherry.
Ubumnandi bethu kahle
But why is that now something that into SK ibuza ukuthi why is it that amachi that think that is supposed to be the case?
Yazi before answer your question I think ngaba episode mostly.
Actually, no?
I think episode.
You've just stepped into an empty street, a podcast where we casually engage in difficult conversations about relationships, wealth, and health. We are just three curious gentlemen who ask questions almost about everything, and our aim is to find answers from others and within ourselves. We sit down every week to explore unaltered conversations. So let's walk the talk together, and welcome to the Empty Street Podcast.
Actually, no?
I think
Two,
1
we're rolling.
Hey.
Welcome to the Empty Street Podcast.
It's another Tuesday.
That wasn't planned. So
so
let's go with it.
let's just do it. But yeah, Ndwana,
So why Ndwana bobuza question? Why
Yeah.
like injalo vele ukuthi emqondweni ukuthi
Inji,
akuna
that
entertainment without stock.
And it's the same with entertainment without alcohol. You feel like you need that
bit of-
substance to actually make your party come alive.
Yeah.
But you can actually still have that same atmosphere with people that you're actually engaging with.
Yeah.
So then,
But now, how many parties have been there without alcohol?
I'm sure you haven't tried it out.
Yeah, I haven't.
So yeah, very very cool.
Because
I
manje
never
ama-party into ye-party seyiphintwe manje ukuthi there should be alcohol, there should be men, there should be chicks.
Exactly.
Same as this one.
Entertainment.
Entertainment
But
or even chillers like this one.
chillers you
You
have to
should
like-
have girls.
For
Hence,
instance,
that's why that's
should
No,
it
not
though?
should.
Should it
Should.
though?
That's how it's painted.
Hey.
Okay,
That's
that's how
why
it's painted.
isebenzele lokho.
Yeah, okay.
Kunale story ngisibonile the other day on Reddit.
Yeah.
Are you on Reddit?
I'm not on it, but I check it from
You
time
check,
to time.
yeah. Same here. So, there's this story, Yashuguti. I once met a girl on Tinder, and then we decided to go out, and yeah, that was it.
Flame grill,
Bye.
Oh gosh. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, this girl Ati, this guy Ati, she met this girl on Tinder, and then they decided to go out, and then they were like, I have nothing to lose. Yeah, let me just go out with this girl, and it's a beautiful girl. Yeah, a girl that he sees with she's out of my league. Yeah. But he was like, let me give it a shot because she's agreeing to go out with me. So yeah. And then he takes her out.
Yeah.
And then by Puma and they go to this pub. And then they just chill, have a conversation and all of that. And then he finds out that the girl is actually teaching kids inside the school. Like that's her full-time job. Yeah, one. And then show Agna stress. And then comes the time where they have to order. The guy orders the alcohol.
They
and
know
obviously
restaurant.
a meal. Yeah. A pub restaurant type of setup, yeah. One. And then he asks Kuti what the girl is gonna have, yeah. One. And the girl is gonna like juice. Then the guy is like, aren't you gonna have some wine or something? Yeah, one. Alcohol. The girl is like, no. And we are losing to Kuti. Why aren't you gonna have any alcohol? The girl Uti what am I gonna tell my kids in Sunday school?
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like she doesn't do alcohol.
Yeah, she doesn't
And
do
then,
alcohol.
oh, it's fine. The guy understands but finds it weird, and he's like, okay, cool. Then they eat, they drink, and then that's it. And then while they were on their way back home, the guy is gonna drop the girl home.
Yeah.
They pass a motel. And the guy thinks, I have nothing to lose. I might as well just ask her so that we get into
They're
the
on their way
motel.
home, right?
Yeah. But they pass a motel, so the guy is like, he wants to smash. because
Nightcap.
It's a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
So he thinks, wow, it's in motel.
Yeah, shine the pillar.
Yeah, shine the grand.
Yeah.
Since it is hamburger, because we actually click now, though and then the girl is like, the guy is like telling the girl, let's get into the motel and we're gonna leave tomorrow. And then the girl is like, okay, cool. And the guy now is like, akaphuzi mara uzovuma into kanje. And then he asked the girl, how
do you agree
Kanti,
to
what are
this?
you gonna tell your kids?
Your Sunday
kids
school.
in Sunday school.
Yeah.
The girl is like, I'm gonna tell them that you don't need alcohol to have fun.
Oh shit.
So I was like, fuck.
Because she still had fun.
Yeah, she did have
still
fun.
had fun.
Yeah.
Still had fun.
So-
but without
so-
the use
the-
of alcohol.
Yeah. So I think I thought that was an interesting story that I can just put up.
Yeah.
Since
I mean,
Kuluma about lengthy alcohol.
it's also worth just noting that, I mean, we don't always need alcohol. And it's things we as guys,
Yeah.
yo must blow me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nati, we need to remind ourselves, not every occasion needs alcohol.
Ukuthi, now we have to hang out.
Yeah.
And I understand ukuthi as a cheater, like say frustani alcohol.
Sure.
Yeah.
But at some point it's like we gotta be having these conversations
Sober-minded, yeah.
and be able to
Without
to
any
reason.
influence.
Yeah, without
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
influence. Because
Yeah.
I think alcohol kind of clouds the judgment a bit. Yeah, one. So I think it would help them as a cheater would start and have conversations like this without any stalker around, without having to drink.
Just us.
Well,
as-
Tina Puzeli Oros, obviously, as
Yeah,
you
as
guys
usual.
know.
as you know.
Yeah.
Oros is our favorite drink.
So,
Yeah.
so izinto ezinjalo ukuthi sikhuluma izinto ezinesense, siyakhona ukubonisana, siyakhona u-advisana if ever kumele
There's any
si-advisane. But
advice, yeah.
I think from looking at ama suicide rates, how men, what men are going through when they actually express themselves on social media, like everything that they go through, you actually see Gucci. Gents are actually going through a lot, but they are quiet about it. They are one, and I'm not saying Gucci females don't go through their own things. They are one, because usually they are voicing themselves out. They are one.
Amongst each other
but,
also.
But yeah. But as guys, it's like slangana ngochwala, and I don't know what you up
And even maslanga in Ujwala, like let's say this was an occasion where we're going all out, maybe it's a party or whatever. So kulma easy that doesn't
We're
even
gonna talk about
it's not
cheeks.
constructive.
Yeah, one.
It's
We're
not
gonna talk
constructive.
about cheeks.
You
Now
know
you
what I
can let
mean?
me go on the field.
Yeah,
about-
anything
Yeah.
But
yeah.
then only to find out at the end of the day, Nceba, une issue is serious which it needs
he's dealing with.
Yeah, I'm told. and whereas if angakhona ukuthi explain maybe somehow singakhona ukuthi simkhona
sikhona ukumbuza
simbuza ama-question azokhona ukuthi azomnceda but then at the end of the day thina into esiyijabulisa I once had someone athi a guy as a friend athi one thing uzovaya la uyakhona then ube hurt or ube exposed to something, right? Then mofika la kithi mofika usitshela ngayo ukuthi I'm going through that. I so sikhuluma into ebhaya now. So sikuhlaba ibhiya.
Sophuzisa.
Uyangithola siphuma entweni because they have nothing to say. Uyangithola. And bana lento ukuthi once ahlangana amajita mina ngasibe sober.
Yeah.
There must be a substance.
Yeah.
There must be a substance.
And there must be the other gender to entertain us. Ngikhumbula in our varsity years when we used to have lama party to wear maning. It's like we couldn't do those parties without for instance, let's not relax on amajita ne spete maybe siziphuzela whatever siyiphuza. Mara if akuna voice your chair they like hey bafethu
let's go hunting.
Yeah, short and then we just go out and or be on our phones to check who we can organize to come through. And then we enjoy seeing women dancing. We enjoy seeing women like
being part
having interactions nati and all of that. We could tell them okay. So we are one is it's like kunente shotayo. And then we'd get women to be part of the party, and then it would be nice, and then and all of that.
And
that's the average. Yeah, that's the average life. Your
sure.
But are we really connecting as a machita on a human level?
Are we building? And even on the understanding level as brothers and even as males.
Yeah.
I even on that level with
because
I understand.
I mean, sorry to just jump in, but I feel like sometimes another thing that's seen that we could actually help each other with is that sometimes, like ukbonisana, you understand, like reasoning with your fellow brother. Like sometimes someone else might not have had that upbringing. It's okay. There's both mother and father in the family, but maybe you might come with that perspective or with that upbringing. Both parents were involved in your upbringing, and then here I am dealing with something like ulwazi bendoda. Only a man can advise me on this. But you have obviously had whatever knowledge has been passed down on you by your father or whoever you look at as a father figure. So I'm coming to you now as a brother, but you advise me as the same person you looked up to as a father figure, because you now have these experiences and that wisdom that has been shared with you. You understand? And we can share that kind of knowledge together. You understand? And you don't like, it doesn't always have to be a thing with like I'm thinking of going out tomorrow night, and that's the end of the conversation with you. Who are you planning on going with? But we can actually have constructive like conversations that build each other.
But then at the end of the day, ukhumbule ukuthi in this nowadays brotherhood that we have, it's not about the
choose.
I keep choose love.
Say pull me.
No stress.
Yeah.
It's not about the brotherhood that is based on honesty. Alright? It's all about the brotherhood that is based on fiction. I have to make sure that I accommodate to Nceba. I have to make sure that I accommodate to SK. I have to make sure that mangikhuluma SK uyangizwa ukuthi ngikhuluma ngani, and I must make sure that SK mangikhuluma angimudla makhona. Right? Angimudla to the point ukuthi manje sekafila ngathi it's attacked, it's being attacked. Because then on the day into manje ngathi uyacheck most social media influence yakhona increase lento ukuthi everyone is out there to get you. It's either it's based on a lie or the truth, but everyone is out there to get you. So lento le into sifakela kakhulu ukuthi noma kuthiwa songitshela into constructive and uyabona ukuthi nah man ndimjito khuluma when it sense, but then another thing like kodwa isikungijwala amasiko. why mina zamtshele lento
I
lephambi
think really ego
Yeah,
esinayo
Mtholo.
as ama-cheater.
Uyabona.
Yabona
Iyasibulala,
sinale ego
iyasibulala.
esinayo esingakhona ukuhlukana nayo. Like what I've read from what was this book I just finished now? But it was talking Mode 1. Yeah. The name of the book is Mode 1 by Alan. I just forgot his name. It's a name. But it's Mode 1 by Alan. He was talking about behavior as now as I'm a cheater. So another thing he touched on is the ego we have as guys. Uguti, we are not able to detach ourselves from our ego and who we are. So whatever damages our ego, we take it as a definition of who we really are as people. For instance, if ever you're gonna get a criticism from another guy saying when I'm fanaga, I'll say that actually damages your ego. But now you cannot differentiate, because obviously mangasho leonto usho because of the possessions he has
over you.
Over you. Yeah, because angithi pride yethu siyithola from that. Ego yethu iba boosted by acquiring all these material things, acquiring finances and all of that. So if umuntu zoti another guy comes to you and says mfana useselo, you feel degraded because your main purpose as a guy is to have those possessions. That's how
so
the
you lose
society-
some worse
undermined.
if there is in the presence of women.
Of course, and then that bruises your ego.
Yeah.
Not only that bruises your ego, but now you get to feel like it defines who you really are as a guy now. Ukuthi awukhona ukuzibona ukuthi ubani wena, but you just listen to whatever they saying ukuthi I'll see next wena based on their possessions. And now you don't have those possessions, but you allow it to make you feel like vele you are nothing. Not understanding ukuthi we are ukuthi he's just talking about possessions that come and go, possessions that are seasonal. So isn't this injal? And there's this other book again, The King, Warrior, Magician and Lover.
I think that's
Have I ever mentioned it?
I think it's either you've mentioned it or I've
Now
seen
you
it
have it.
somewhere.
Yeah, it was talking about Lendo, the point that you made about knowledge being passed down from man to man, things that only men can understand. So Beikuluma about the initiation, that back then we used to have our initiation as men, where we transition you from a boy to a man. In our it's a book that was written, I think, by white people. But in the mangifunda lencwadi, I saw with even us as black people, ngalama cultures now, ngalama traditions now, lama practices now, where initiation. They actually instill Leon Tuguti. It's a transition from boy to man. Though sometimes some of them can be out of line. Uguti manje. They pump your ego up. Uguti, you don't see anyone else. You see yourself as a man, vele, and females are
superior.
Nothing. So you won't allow vele. Obvious, there's some toxicity there. But lama initiation that actually come, for instance, without revealing a lot or saying a lot, but in my culture, the Xhosa culture, you get sent to the mountains, right?
Sure.
And then no one visits you for the first week or something like that. And you actually feel lonely because you're there in the mountain, in the wild.
Alone.
Anything could come and kill you. So it gets emotional for you, and you feel it. Ukuthi ankele, and then why angazwakala azongibona ukuthi ngisase grand, and then ubaba azikhiphani.
Feel neglected.
So you feel neglected. So that's done deliberately. It's something that I learned after ukuthi, like I got to analyze ukuthi why certain things were done. No one explained. So that feeling of being neglected there in the mountains and no one coming, it actually trains you to be a man. Uguti. After all, you are on your own.
On your own.
And you should always step up for yourself. you should show up for yourself,
yeah.
knowing ukuthi no one will come and save you. No one will come and give you emotional comfort at some times. Yeah, one. And which is a reality of a man. Yeah, one. So it's things like that I saw Gucci. Oh, these initiations were better. I mean, are good in this way.
Yeah.
Gucci, they actually train you for
this and this.
Yeah, the life from being a boy to a man. Yeah, one.
Yeah.
So that's what the book was demonstrating, the initiations we had and the archetype of a king, someone we can look up to as the young man. Like back then, we used to sit down nabomkhulu and have a conversation nabomkhulu where they pass down the knowledge. Yeah, one.
Yeah.
And I actually had a conversation with my father last year December.
Yeah.
Or was it this year January? Yeah. So he sat me down. Yeah, it was this year. Yeah, it was this year. So we sat down and he was passing down the knowledge. Well, he wasn't passing down the knowledge, but he was like asking for permission to pass down the knowledge he has about the culture, about our clan. He was asking for permission because we're not very that close.
Yeah.
Sure. So it was those things ukuthi sihlale nabantu abadala back then ukuthi abomkhulu, people were considered the old wise man in the village to pass down
information,
the wisdom
knowledge
they have. We are one. So same thing with the kings that we had. The kings were there not only to guide the tribes or the community, but there to also pass down that knowledge, that I don't want to say secret knowledge, but that knowledge that no one has access.
It is kind of secret, not everyone has access to it.
Yeah. So isn't this injured?
Nende one engithandile la oyishini that defines the podcast on its own, right? Lento le mangazothi bekalalela ubabakhe, right? Then amtshela whatever, passing down whatever wisdom that he has. Then also before listening to your father, you've been listening to other people, right?
Yeah.
So lento le kutshela into eyi-one ukuthi whatever we are saying right now, asile generation esithi we know what we know and we know what will work or what is working, and we're saying ukuthi yeah, mele niyeke lento le enisebenzisayo. You guys should use this as the system ukuthi going forward this is what will work.
Yeah.
But then end of the day we purely respect izinto ezisebenzile back then.
Yeah.
Back then, I think that even in the first episode is one thing I mentioned ukuthi izinto ezisebenzile kudala for abazali bethu, we purely respect that. Isebenzile for bona. Ayeke sisho ukuthi we have to scratch that ukuthi no into kanje azange isebenzile for bona, because today balaba khona and sinabo and siyabathanda and basaphila today, right? It's because of their system that they've been using. And we can't say ukuthi we ignorant. We're saying good now, sisebenzisa lento ukuthi akumelanga lento yabo lena siyifele siyeke because ayispaneli thina, but it worked for them and we can give the respect to them.
Yeah.
Right.
And we have to listen.
Yeah, we have to
think
listen.
That's one most important thing like we can do is to listen so that we are able to filter.
Yes.
We are one.
Yes.
For instance,
take what you need.
Yeah, for instance, my experiences as Kalanga that are making men kill themselves these days. It could be things that our fathers and forefathers and great forefathers have experienced before. But now that we are at this generation, for instance,
we're isolated.
I was at the restaurant shooting and there was a side inside. There was a side which was just filled by old people. And like we don't want to go to that side to see a shooter. It's because we understand to shoot you and all of that. But it's like the youth now, what big abantu abadala is, hi man, just relax and abantu abadala. Yeah. So we as this generation now, we have like we don't want to chill with old people. I feel like abantu abadala mabadakiwe, they are at their best ukuthi pass it down in knowledge. even if mabasoba, but in a setting where sizozi relaxela siyaziphuzela and then kunabantu abadala,
There's a lot of
we
knowledge
don't
that
want to
gets
go
passed.
there. For instance, this club after the street,
Sure.
kuna section in the ground floor that has old people badlalela music wabo vele. And then when you go upstairs, it's the youth and all of that. So it's like no one wants to chill with the old people because banenkinga zabo, balapha because banenkinga zabo. Hayi why bangahambi baye endlini. Uyabona? So izinto ezinjalo, yeah, it's that. But
There's still
do
like
we
wisdom
as
to
this
share.
generation have it in our minds ukuthi sihlale phansi nabantu abadala and actually listen to them? Yeah, for instance, you can go to that club and sit down with them, have fun with them, obviously, and then ask them a question. Why are you here at this age that you are?
And you will be finding
Do
them
you
at
have
the
a
best
family?
energy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the best energy.
Best
They will
energy.
share anything
Yeah, best
and
energy.
give you advice and all of that.
Yeah.
Obviously, says change izinto manje. We can't go and sit under a tree no nabantu abadala and have these conversations where they pass down knowledge and all of that. Now we have to look at what works for us ukuthi sihlale nabo and actually listen to them. Uyabona, most especially angithi sikhuluma about brotherhood manje. Abo baba badala, if kumele sikhale, singakhali kuma-therapists that are our age or in their 30s, 40s. We actually go to the old person in the eka somaziyo.
Yeah.
You go to them, Grotmani or Timer or hey baba, omkhulu. Kunento esoyenzakala empilweni, and you actually get some wisdom there ukuthi how you can maneuver whatever situation you're going through. But yeah, going back to what we were talking about with now as amachita, we're not being honest with each other, and we don't want to go deep into how we feel, how we are
Our
doing.
experiences.
And our experiences, any challenges that we are facing.
Because
and
I feel like, sorry to jump in, but I feel like these kind of like setups, where it's just us guys. It's another opportunity for us to actually like shed whatever dead skin is on you. You know, like try and rebuild yourself.
Yeah.
You're not trying to you're not here trying to be who your dad was or whoever else you looked up to was.
Yeah.
You're trying to be your own person.
Exactly.
So, but it also boils down to what Ali was saying, which you take what you need. And you
Whatever will
move
work for
on.
you,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, none of us here are trying to be absent fathers, right?
No, sure.
But somewhere, somehow, you were a victim of it.
Sure.
You understand? Sure. And it's places like these where we can advise each other. Ugutintoan, I have been a victim of this and this, but me, myself, I have my own experiences and I have learned this and that, and I can tell you that this is not the way to go.
Yeah.
Based on my experiences, and I see you going down that road. So I rather tell you what I have seen and try and help you or you not go down that road. You understand? And that is when we build a community of actually people that, like, it's a community.
Bro, and I think we'd solve many problems that our women are always complaining about when it comes to us as a gender, as men. Yeah, which is called Bonsana, Joe.
As in Donna, I think that one conversation is against our even way back, it's called with issues like this. I have my experience, right? Both of you guys, you don't have a kid.
Yeah.
I do have a kid. I have some certain experience that I have.
That we don't.
You guys don't.
Yeah, we can't relate.
But then at the end of the day, khona into experience throughout. I don't wish when my experience or in mistaking yenzile where I don't wish when you can
and
do
you
the
can
same
advise
mistake.
me on it.
Then I can come back to you mistake and honestly so. Be honest to your point with maybe I have never been honest to
anyone
else, my kid. Right? But being honest to you with yes, there's this mistake I made throughout a chain of having a son. I made this and that and that and that, but I don't wish you to do that. but then anyway day nice izinto engifuna ukuyibheka ukuthi mistake kanjalo ngayenza lento leyo is as idala even especially ntwana dala ngikhuluma ngokutshela ukuthi dala lento leyo ngiyishare ukuthi i-mistake engenzile I don't wish ukuthi ungayenza i-mistake engenzile I don't wish ukuthi Nceba kusasa ngavuka ekuseni sikathi ufisa ne-problem engayifisa shuthi mina
ufailile
which
means ufailile
uyangitholela ngifilile as umjita so umjita immediately mazohlala lapha abuye futhi azobuya kimi masakazokhala kathi enothi angibhayiswa into kanje whereas ngibe ne-experience ukuthi ngi-experience mina before yena azo-experience then mina bengikhonela uyangithola bengakhona unless ngikhona ukuthi ngiyikhulume naye then bese uyayenza uyangithola but at the end of the day I'll be at peace ukuthi ngiyikhulume
ngelile mara
uyangithola usikhethele yena ukuthi mina ngizokhona ukuthi ngichubeke naye because at the end of the day andana noma thiwa ngunceya kanjani but at the end of the day I can't control you but I can only advise you.
There's one lento to gisho manje. It reminds me of Usbu, my nigga from a gas.
Sure.
He had some problems, and we were taking a walk actually, and then I actually break down the problem and then ask him questions to understand more about the problem, and then I advise him, and then he listened, bruh. He listened, and at the end of it, he was like, "Ngiyakuzwa." But one thing we should understand is that I'm telling you about this problem as an external person. You don't know. You are not in my shoes.
You're not experiencing it.
And I hear you. You make a lot of sense.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, you can
problem.
advise me all you can. But then it's me who's in the problem. The decision, the choice is Salagim. And I was like, yeah, you're actually right. And he was like, and you cannot blame me if I take the opposite of what you're just advising me, manje. Though I'm acknowledging that what you're telling me makes a lot of sense and it would be the most logical and rational way to go about things. But you cannot blame me for taking the opposite of that because you don't know how I'm feeling, how this is making me feel, how I'm experiencing. And I was like, fuck, that makes sense. That makes sense. After all, you can actually you can only give advice to someone, but you can never control their actions. You can never control their decisions. And that's about it.
That's what they say. You can take a horse to a river, but you can't force it to drink.
Can't force it to drink, man. So another thing I just want us to tap back a lot into what guys are suffering the most in. Like the point of to gisho guti it wouldn't be fair for you to see Nceba experience the same mistake or morning eye. In the end I experienced something and then I realized it fucked me up. I wouldn't want anyone to experience that. Maybe I keep quiet, maybe I say it, but you repeat the same thing as Umchitawam. After you repeating the same thing as Umchitawam, now it's like, Nata, welcome to the club. For instance, this thing of having kids, and then you actually don't make things work with
that person,
with the person, or the mother of the child, and then you are apart, or let's say you try to make it work, but then kuna more problems obviously that come with it. One of my challenges and all. I don't want to call them problems, but challenges. And then it's like, oh, welcome to the club, man. But you guys are not working on solving the problem or finding a way to solve those challenges or to defeat those challenges. But it's like that, and then we go like it, and then Sizomela the third guy again to experience the same thing. That's another sick culture we have as guys. We always try to normalize this, and I'm mentioning this I think for the third time now. The time I corrected you, Guti, just because everyone else is doing this thing, it doesn't mean Guti Ikran. So we always should stick to our moral grounds. we should have that anchor, like deep
That pulls you back,
sank in
yeah.
our moral grounds.
That
ukuthi,
recenters you.
What can make things right? What can we do? And it takes accountability because sometimes it's a machita.
More than
Accountability.
And that says a lot because instead we like nah.
Yeah.
You know,
And we try to normalize it.
Hey,
If ever it's
it's what
something
you
that
say,
you
we
went through,
normalize.
I'm like, Dana, welcome to the club.
Hey,
Ile thing is short.
instead of kuzu umuntu
With our flopile.
And the way ngakhona is not only on us as guys, ne? But icona as in a community. Because what I have noticed throughout even primary,
Yeah.
secondary, that's why umuntu mangazo must be the test. Mangazo Nceba ufelile. I was like, oh, felile now. And I'm felile.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
oh, I go
Now
feel
it's
the
right.
song. It's like, I feel better.
Yeah.
I'm told.
Yeah.
One good throughout to good lendo le so is cool ngayo. Immediately is like it is much cheater individually so cool
the minute you can
But I
relate.
think,
I'm
I
told-
think that one is a human thing. As in
It's a
shit on
human
their
thing, yeah,
episode,
yeah.
Uguti,
humans default you're human. You want
belonging in a certain group
certain
is
group.
one of our primary
Yes.
needs.
It's a
Yeah.
default.
So yiyo lento lesikhona ufila kanjani even though nabocheli babona bayakhona ukuthi umuntu immediately manje makafila something ofila ngathi mazofonela umngane wakho ngithi nami ngifelile ufila way better akana lento ukuthi ngifelile not
What did I do wrong? What can I
And
do
the minute
better?
and the minute someone else relates, you feel better.
Yeah,
about
you
it.
feel better.
Why are you not still feeling guilty or bad about it or ashamed?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I fucked
I
up.
failed.
Same as when you
fucked
don't
up.
tell about the problem on now, and then instead of holding you accountable to that
Like,
problem
nah,
or trying
Dwana,
to
welcome
understand
to
the
the club.
problem,
Yeah.
it's like, yo, Ntoni akena nami ngokwenzakala this and this and this and this. So you actually feel at home ukuthi I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Though it's a fucked up
You're not
thing.
addressing the issue.
Though it's a fucked up thing.
You're
Yeah,
not
one.
addressing the
So
issue.
yeah.
But the issue still stands.
Yeah.
The issue
the
still
issue-
stands,
the
and
issue
you're
is
still
not
gonna
solved.
repeat it
Yes.
as much as you didn't go back to it to analyze it to see where you went wrong and what are the possible ways to avoid it for the next time,
Yeah.
or find ways to actually educate
Educate
other people
people,
now.
yeah.
It's like you still gonna repeat
Indeed.
it.
One
Because
day
human
with-
behavior injalo.
Injalo.
Once you do one thing, it's
Yeah.
rare
Repeat
what you
it.
want you won't do it
Repeat it
again.
again,
Yeah.
Because it gets to your subconscious as it registers that is part of you.
Yeah, and if ever you acknowledge it's a bad thing, and then or someone else holds you accountable, and then now your main focus is gonna be like, I don't wanna do it again, I don't wanna do it again, I don't wanna do it again. You're gonna do it again. Because now it's on your mind. It's like focus
Sitting
yako.
there.
It's magnified now. With subconscious.
Focus it up.
Yeah, one. Don't think of a grey lion. Don't think of a grey lion.
You
Don't
think
of a grey
about
lion.
it.
You
Think
actually
about it.
think about it.
it.
Don't
Think
think of
about
a lemon. Don't think of a lemon. You actually
about it.
think
Think
about it.
about it.
So it's the same
That's
thing
the
with
opposite.
our problem just now. With it. Once you get to think, so that's why you get to repeatedly think about it. You're not gonna solve it. But once you think, Uguti, like you just go deep into it, Uguti, this is where I fucked up. This is what's wrong about this. This is how it's making me feel. This is how I can make things better. What are the actionable steps that I can take to make myself the person that I want to be? And then you actually take
grow
those.
from
You
there.
show up every day to.
That's why I wanted there's one book in Ashuti I will always talk about when it comes to such concept, getting things done.
Getting things done.
I don't like book planning in the one.
Yeah.
It gives you a point when it comes to such. Ukuthi, if une issue, then was ukuthi udinga SK ukuthi khona kuyisolve. Ufollow SK. And if SK ifuna like with Smith, then you know ukuthi ayikhona ukumthola today, kumele umshift it to tomorrow. Then la issue lesi kumele uyikhiphe la mqondweni.
You postpone.
You postpone that. Ukuthi okay, I have to solve that tomorrow. Right? Then we are paying ukuthi okay, I have another one. Then uthi ngami. Then mocha uyangifonela yakhona ukuthi ngithole. Then we have to solve it and get done with it. Right? Then we are check with okay, now I have to solve this one. Then I need month end where I have cash to solve this.
Yeah.
Then you wait until that month end.
Yeah.
Then from there you free yourself from all these things.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Then you only focus on what you can solve.
Yeah, sure.
If you can't solve that, then you move away from it.
Yeah.
Wrong thought.
I
So-
think Lento concept it goes back even from the Zen practitioners, the Buddhists,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uguti,
Monks.
yeah, and Stoics as well. ukuthi always look on what you can control and what you cannot control.
Yeah.
Let go of what you can't control. Take action of what you can control. So it's basically about that. Yeah, one. But yawona le ndaba yokuthi as amajita vele la sifuna ukuba khona, sifuna ukuphuza, la sifuna ukuba khona, sifuna
change the narrative.
and everything.
Change the narrative.
I mean, sonke sisibona ama rates we suicides as amajita and sisishaya enhloko ukuthi lo mjita khambeni hayi.
Benkhuluma naye izolo.
But asiqali la.
Benkhuluma izolo. Benkhuluma naye izolo.
Twara. Siyavaka konje this coming weekend. Sure, see on. And then masivuka kusasa untwana uzisad. And then izolo benkhuluma.
Benkhuluma ngophuma.
Yeah,
you were not
because
really
I think
tackling
as people learned to beshilo on one of the episodes about freelancing, ule bayishilo ukuthi lento ye purpose. Yeah, one ukuthi purpose is simple as just being useful.
Just being useful and you being there for me.
Yeah.
Is being useful.
Yeah.
Bro. That was your purpose.
And
in that
encouraging
moment.
each other. Jordan Peterson always says it, Uguti, one thing we are lacking as human beings a lot is encouragement. And it goes deep into what encourage, it goes far, Uguti, what or how you can make a change into someone's life by just encouraging them. Uguti, you got it, Ndwana.
Yeah.
You can pull through. As much as you relate, Marantwana, experience yam ni experience as far as Marangias lento experience ile.
You'll get through.
Mara, you'll get through. Yeah, what? So isn't it njalo ukuthi sikhona ukutshelana ukuthi Ntwana, I admire the way you dress. Ntwana, I admire indlela okhona upusha ngayo izinto fast as fuck. Ntwana, admire indlela like
that pat on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Shoulder.
Because we're human beings after all.
You feel
and
like
now
and listen to the feed us something inside of us. And you actually feel different when someone is gonna say that thing.
It's like a
but as a much you just like sifunu ba rigid. And that's why listen to some toxic masculinity. Manje it's like you're trying to be this rigid robot who doesn't wanna be complimented with when young child manje
every time.
We need those things though. We need I've always been interested with psychology and body language. There's this thing that we do, folding hands.
Close communication.
It's not close communication.
What is it?
It's hugging yourself.
Oh, but how though?
I'm
if
hugging
you read,
myself.
I mean, I get that. Now.
It's been debunked. It doesn't actually mean it's close communication. It's actually you hugging yourself.
But in terms of
but me as the observer, I'm
Yeah.
not reading you hugging yourself. I'm reading you as being rigid.
Or you're closing yourself.
Yeah, you shutting me out.
It's a misinterpretation.
But now
actually.
in terms of
it's a
education,
education, you should check the guy. You should check the guy. The guy's book. He's been an FBI agent for years.
Profiler.
Your body language, and he has experience. What's the guy's name? But the title of the specific book that I read this from is once read one of his books in high school, but didn't know shit, didn't understand shit. But one that I recently read is the Dictionary of Body Language. I think it's Joe, just forgot the surname. But yeah, you can
so
check
then
it out. The
what
Dictionary
would that
of Body
mean
Language, Uguti, for you as a person who's hugging yourself.
Like this. What would
for
that
instance,
mean?
when you're holding your hands, do you feel like you're closing people off or you're uncomfortable?
I mean, to me, this is like, okay, I'm
No,
getting
for
comfortable.
yourself.
Yeah, for me,
You're
this is I'm getting
and
comfortable.
you're hugging yourself.
I'm getting comfortable, but I don't think
It's
as
called
far
the
as me
self-hug.
hugging.
Hugging
Of
course, because these things
But
happen
it is an
subconsciously.
act of hugging.
Yeah,
if you had
more,
to put your arms around someone, it's the same.
That's
act.
why it's called the self-hugging gesture. And for you, it's comfortable. Just like when you actually hug someone.
So it's not a negative type
you.
of
it's not a
but
negative.
but in terms of education, the way
it's been portrayed as negative.
as negative.
Because
once you do this, it says that
even in
TV.
TV, and then you're gonna ask someone a question, and when they lie, they say, or when they try to be defensive, they say, but it actually feels good to actually hug yourself. Yeah, what? So, fuck, where was I going with this? I was actually going somewhere.
You're
with
going
this.
somewhere.
Yeah, I was going somewhere with this. Meles
I'm yes, no, I guess.
But do you guys think ukuthi mele si womenyana inyama?
Yeah,
do
we
it.
should.
I think asifake while siqhubeka. Sasa grand.
Yeah,
asifake nje ukuthi ibe womnyana kudala sikhuluma, hey.
Wrap up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is where I was going with it. You see how you actually feel comfortable with hagile. So and mina as a machita wam, yeah, when I haven't seen you in a while on Yakbona and I'm excited, you shouldn't see it as gay ukuthi manje sengiyakhaga.
Yeah.
Because it sends off some certain signals in your brain.
Yeah.
Someone cares cares about you, so that you are in a comfortable space now. Yeah,
Sure.
So yeah. That's where I was going.
Bam.
But yeah, we need to create spaces, man, where us as guys,
I think
don't feel like Ntwana, we have to now attack each other or bring each other down with Ntwana onyapeta. I saw you doing this and that instead of saying Ntwana onyapeta. So you do this and then
and
say
ngale competition is now good. You always want to be better than the next guy.
The next person.
You always want to snatch the next guy's girlfriend because when you have more resources now, or you want to prove a point.
Sure.
Like you all end up prove a point is a machita.
I think of the past.
We fucked up in the past. We tried to prove a point. Isn't this but now
Iseme ego yoguthi immediately from Chita now as of Tolo with maybe you're saying something about him. Which is key. I've been alento with Magafia Gabus, you get shy. Often will convince you to know Barney or Rain or Peter. I'm told.
No.
At the end of the day, I'm gonna even approve you with Ushi or
nothing to
the next thing we have via we are figure go when's whatever from we only to find out with
nothing happened.
Then oh shit. Then after I'm saying Mazida and then it gets to a point of it can even cripple you.
Yeah.
To a point of also couldn't walk. Also couldn't kulum. Because nowadays any physical activities can get to a point of one can die. Yeah. One can get physically disabled.
And yeah, one aguna lento guti suicide takes the top, like the peaks are up when it comes to the death of men. But another thing we don't explore is men on men violence. How much are men dying from
their own hands?
Violence. Because here's the thing about us men. Whatever we have in our minds, we interpret it as it's getting physical. What makes us deadly as men is that our anger, we express it physically, not from talking. So isn't this in me and you, if ever say clash, okay, sure.
Yeah. But then I'm told no matter what because even a case I experience was long whereby they always want to get physically. Not to a point of which okay, I think told from the side but it's not about that. The case is let's get physical. Let's solve this physical. Let's just get on in this and make sure we say solve and
skip
and not only to but only to to the crowd is night to one
prove
and the crowd involve a butchery, the crowd involve a machiting pillar now. You can't bring it disrespect to a machiting pillar now. So you learn to lay into a mission. Go to the Tola Machita, Manja Mazo. Yeah, as long as the Conin is going to secret. So isn't this ganja at the end of the day?
Yeah, and my first ever color manja, it's 10 p.m. now.
10,
so it's actually 5 past. So there's no one allowed after 10 p.m.
Oh, is it?
Area, So I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah, we should
just
wrap it up,
quickly start to good and then
Sva, ne?
Yeah.
see what you're linking.
But then,
I think as a machita, these are my
In
last
closing,
words.
yeah.
These are my last words. As a machita, kumele see normalize into this create a communities with just like something men's conference that we've been taking as a joke.
Okay, as a
for
joke.
It's
Should actually happen.
on social
Should happen
media.
a bit.
Should actually happen.
Yeah.
Not February per se, because we see sponsor as a joke just to
Valentine's
tease
Day.
our women who will be away on that day that they
Valentine's
actually
Day,
find
yeah.
special. They want, but it's something that we should be doing, even if we have these meetups a month on a monthly basis, on a quarterly
Just check
basis,
up on each other.
on a 6 month basis or annually. But just having some workshops where we sit down, having an actual conference when we sit and give each other
Unpack.
tips, unpack everything, our behaviors, the toxic things we've inherited from the previous generations that we can work on.
Things
and
have been passed down that are
way
actually
forward,
incorrect.
I think if we start there, we wouldn't be so much of a problem when it comes to our relationships and our minds as well. And we could actually hold each other accountable in a way that our women can also learn from us. These things are not just men things. These things that they can actually do themselves as well. But can understand what are the things that have been passed down from generations to generations for us as women that we can actually change, that we can actually work on and find ways that we can actually work on the family unit between men and women, because after all, we only have each other. And
no one else.
And one thing that I always say is that men and women are better off together
Then
than
apart. Yeah.
And as we always say, gents,
Take
care of yourselves, take care of each other, and take care of your pockets. This is the Empty Street Podcast, and we signing out.
Hey.